a night, and I decided to rip the mic. Then sprinkle the pieces for the birds to fight over. Ooh, quick pause. Now I'm about to pull out the pause. Y'all better pull out the gauze, cause it's about to be a rap. When I pull out the claws with a sharp checkmate, that's an 8-4 to your E8. Then I come with words that feeling like they relate, yeah. And I put them on the interstate, yeah. Why? To get the people that might be lost. Tell them that I got it cause I know the cause, yeah. Tell them what it would be cause I bring the sun. So the sun is beaming now through the tunnel, so you know that there is a way out. Listen, yeah, there's a way out. But anyways, let me get back to these bars and in these center stars. Then I took myself in outer space and made me center star. Then you looked up all up in the sky and saw me shooting bars and bars. And then they turned into a meteorite and crashed the rap games bar.
Yo, gotta go there, no I gotta go here. Take a train or a plane or an automobile. Cut my own trail, pave my path, pack my bags. I'm traveling light, no extravagant life. I'm just grabbing the mic and I'm packing tonight. Hopping back on a flight, touring the country, no touring the globe. But then after that I'll be coming right home, so stop it please. Cause I don't speak Spanish, Dutch or Portuguese, Polish, Greek, Arabic or Cantonese. Not who I be, pronunciation new to me. Communicating musically, my single still bilingual. I speak the rap language fluently, flow fluidly. No jewelry or foolery, got a different approach. Beautifully write my eulogy in a lucid dream. Sitting in coach, no rush for business class. I don't need no red-eye flight. I put work into my craft. I don't expect it overnight. Don't get me wrong, got high expectations, so fuck a vacation. Stay locked in the basement, got dreams that I'm chasing. No time to be wasting. Sit on these beaches, live like these leeches. Live like piranhas who live with no honor and bio designer. Head to the Bahamas, sit in the sauna and set in pajamas and count all they dollars. Fuck that. Yo, kids in the biz, like talk to them all. Fuck where you live, that market too small. That's what they say. You wanna be rapping, then move to Manhattan or move to LA. But I'm wasting my money on tickets. I'm buying equipment and building my brand. Work on my plan and earn everything. I said work on my plan and earn everything. I said, hey, let's go, let's go.
Ready, on my mama, I keep ballin', I like mamba. 24 hours, I'm always about that trauma. On my mama, I keep ballin', I like mamba. 24 hours, I'm always about that promise. I'm about my green, but right now I feel like Kobe. I'm always winning, I should show you all my trophies. I'm about my team, B&B, that Captain Kobe. The young homies telling them that I got OG. I'm giving them that just chill experience. That just chill experience. That's greatness in the making that you're witnessing. I'm coming in 5 feet, 0 inch. Them others rappers, they ain't shooting shit. I'm keep going, I'm over here, spin that heat. I'm over here, I'm over here, I'm slam dunking my beat. Hey, I'm over here bringing the heat. Hey, on my mama, I keep ballin' out like mama. 24 hours, I'm always about the promise. On my mama, I keep ballin' out like mama. Yo, it's Bridgeside, come and get it, Bridgeside. Bridgeside, 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 come and get it, yo. Hey.
Yeah. Welcome to another dope episode of Herm Radio. What you just saw was the Bridgeside Cypher, Cambridge's own Bridgeside Cypher, man. And the founder of the Bridgeside Cypher is here with us tonight, man. What up, Aaron King?
Unmute my shit. What's going on? Glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yo, absolutely, bro. It's a pleasure to sit down with you, man. Just seeing the experience that you bring. So to let everybody know, that thing that you just saw right there was like a Bridgeside Cypher, something they've done many times. Periodically, they've been doing it maybe for years. I don't know. I'm gonna ask them. But it's really dope. It's something that's evolved and is really blowing up. And it's all like an experience created by this man right here, man. So tell us about what we do.
Bridgeside Cypher for a little over 2 years now. We've been doing it at Graffiti Alley once a month, starting back in 2018. First year we was just doing it out there, kicking it, just had artists coming out freestyle, doing standard Cypher circle shit. And then just last year, 2019, I kind of started creating those videos. So right about like March 2000. So the first year we was just kind of kicking it, standard Cypher. And then we're out there for like 3 hours, so then the kind of last year I said, all right, at the end of it, for half hour, let's all like get together, make a video and shit like that. And I've been kind of editing those videos and releasing them. And since then it's grown a lot. People kind of been able to take the opportunity to get a video and kind of come and show their skills and bring their best verses and stuff. And so it's just been like a lot of fun. It's been growing a lot.
Wow, man. So you telling me this is something that like kind of organically came to happen? Like y'all were just ciphering and then you came up with the idea to like really make this what it is today over time?
Yeah. Me and the homies just always used to cipher, right? I mean, I grew up like everyone else, just freestyling, like rapping at parties and shit like that. And then when I kind of came back to Boston area from college, I was like just fiending for it, wanting more ciphers, wanted to kind of get, kind of meet up with new artists, new rappers, and stuff like that. There was the Subway Cypher, right? Classic.
Yeah.
Shit from Rec Shop, so they was putting that shit on once a week.
Ciphering at the Subway, like we got the Orange Line in Boston, right? And they were just like out there like ciphering like in the subway, right? But it was an organized thing.
Yeah. Once a week, Rec Shop movement be putting on ciphers Sundays, So me and my homie Lou Dow, Lucas, we was kind of trying to get into the Boston hip hop scene together. We were going to all the different ciphers. We were going to the Rec Shop one. We went to like one at BU. There are a few different just like standard ciphers. And then we started having our own in Central Square, definitely more organically. Like me and Lucas, probably like more than 3 years ago was the first few times we was out in the street doing the ciphers at Graffiti Alley, just fucking around with like a small speaker. And then about 2 years ago, like beginning of 2018, I was like, all right, let's make this like, let's publicize it. Let's try and schedule a cipher. I hit up all the homies from Cambridge, and from the area who I've been performing with. And I was like, all right, you guys, let's meet here Friday night, and it just kind of grew from there for sure.
Yeah, really grew. And like for everybody that doesn't know, Cambridge, you said, so this is something that takes place in Cambridge. We got some people that's watching this that's from like, wherever in the country, possibly outside of the country. You know what I'm saying? That's like, so what is Cambridge? I know a lot of people, when they think Cambridge, they might think Harvard Square. And I've asked a couple of rappers that are either from Cambridge or familiar with Cambridge on the show, like, what is Cambridge hip hop to you? But I was asking Just Jill, and she said, like, yo, Aaron King is one of the things that is Cambridge hip hop. So, like, growing up in Cambridge, what is your like particular kind of flavor or culture for hip hop, and like, what is it in the air out there that kind of makes y'all like have a thriving hip hop community?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. Like, yeah, shout out to Just Jill. I appreciate her for plugging me there. I mean, I've only been like heavily involved in the concept of, let's say, Cambridge hip hop for the last, basically a couple of years, 2-3 years. I mean, obviously I grew up in it, but I wasn't like an active participant. I was just like another high school kid. I would say 75% of the kids at my school rapped, freestyle, but I never wrote lyrics growing up or anything like that. There definitely was, dope artists. I mean, Cambridge artists, best well known, and I'm not even like familiar with all the real OGs. Like I'm one generation below, like my brother who was, Mr. Liff and Virtuoso and these dudes like way back from early 90s who was kind of kicking things off and creating the culture around the Middle East. I would say the Middle East is a really good, staple of Cambridge hip hop, and a lot of people would kind of speak on that for sure, like saying that, right, Cambridge is really just, like kind of the little brother to Boston. We're right here. We're all on the same red line.
Over the bridge.
It's one, for sure, right over the bridge. And so, There's definitely a lot of connection between Cambridge and Boston, and the Middle East has always been kind of like one of the best venues in the city, in the whole area. So I think that would brought a lot of people to Cambridge. People kind of know about Cambridge. Yeah, we definitely got Harvard, MIT, and that's probably what we're best known for globally. But around here, people also know if you come to Central Square, if you go over Somerville and Davis Square, whatever, like just a lot going on, a lot of good nightlife and shit.
Yeah, for certain, man.
Yeah, a lot of good hip hop. So.
Yeah, man. Thanks to you, man. You're a big part of that. So let's get right in. I want to get right into another one of these Bridgeside Cyphers.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. So this next one, you actually sent me this joint right here. I think I see Vid the Visionary in this one. Let's go.
Yeah, that's got a lot of heavy hitters on it,
Yeah, man. Can't wait to see this one. So this is from July 2019, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Word. All right, so let's get right into it, man. Here's another Bridgeside Cypher. Got a few artists that were.
Ready? Y'all ready? Check it. As I approach the cypher, I approach this mic tonight. There's all eyes on us. In MCs we trust, we kick rhymes, we cuss. I love it. I grew up in it, stayed winning, lost many but gained much. Came in clutch when it felt like the pain was too much, too hot to touch. In the land of the drug program, kids and thugs. See, I was young when I entered the system. Family ties splintered, always living in winter. Always thought I'd end up ending it early. Spent my last dollar on the chance I would surely get to better days. Resting in the shade, sit and meditate on ways for better pay, ways to elevate my state. Set it straight, impress the rest, but I need more than pennies for plays. Commemorate that we made it this far. Pouring my soul out when I'm saying these bars. Gaining so much clout, telling me I'm a boss. I'm looking back at my pain and knowing I paid the cost. Listen, this is from hard work and dedication. This type of movement will guard hope for generations. Like a movie's final phase, all these faces, local lyrical heroes assemble to end the game with kill. It's Vid the Visionary.
Okay, G. Yeah. Bodega bands, baby. Rest. Here we go. We back. We came through, baby. This black and mild on my lip, get a nigga feeling mellow. Relax in isolation, I've been waiting for some openings. I'ma roll with them punches, then jab step, pedal to the metal, pressing on the gas, put 100 on the dash, like a nigga picked a pass inside his end zone. Just to pick up his pace, off to them races, like them faces that been facing them fascists in different places. Compassion inside one's heart will show in flashes of greatness. I said, I am no monk, just a woke individual. Them years in high school, my pops was locked, was pretty pivotal. Couldn't trust my circle, like I'm stuck up on my pivot, like Kobe Bryant, double teamed when he's losing by double digits. I'm cool, calm and collecting the clutch. I know I'm destined, fierce, perceptive, little homie, ain't no pressure in us. They say that pressure bursts pipes, and I ain't meant to combust unless I'm laying down the pipe because the dome ain't enough. Whew. Let's take the top off of the coupe. So if they say I reached my ceiling, ask them where is the roof? My nigga, where is the proof? I guess the proof is in the pudding, cause you're only getting what a nigga putting. Like we rushing your pockets for quarter sacks, claiming that we having some rockets that smoke a brother like quarter sacks. Never trust a chicken, I don't fall for horsepowers like cognacs. Just tell the motherfucker the zombie's back. Ha!
Numerologist in astrology, what your knowledge is. Stars are lit inside of it's all of it. What did God invent? Your consciousness and consciously put it back in your conscious shit. Conscious shit, Osiris, but obelisk with my confidence. Islamist with pray on them 5 a day and salat with it. Arrow whack with it. Haitian flag with the black in it. Put your back in it. Throw your cash like this crack in it. Imagine it. If you don't push the line, then I'm dragging it. Gentrify all American. Indians call them African. Negro, they call them black again. Even if they don't have the land, we run, we know what's happening. Half of them shoot the back of them. Other rapping, dapping them. Look at them while we dapping them. Come from kings like I'm Aaron. Baron chokes like I'm Baron. Where of my people staring. Judging me from my parents. Angels sent me for errands. By Aries, Leo, I'm arrogant. Indigenous, shooting arrows and strokes. Out the air with an amulet. Home in amethyst. Aiming this at your analyst. Cancel this, ain't too scandalous. Bridge on this side is dangerous. Bicycles cannot handle us. Mandela compared to Mandela. Spread to Canada. Pray up, become the predator. Shoot it right at your camera. Cloning people like Karama. Hemisphere is America. Not everybody from Africa. Piss you off like a catheter. And lying you like it's acid. Glory for my story and get to know me by character. It's borderline.
Let the song sing. Let the song sing. Joy Beast. JOIBEATZ. I be thinking I'm broke, cause the money it be be talking different. Summer comes, it's on E, you know it's time to listen. Take some notes on how to budget, all the time I miss it. That money comes and goes, so you always fishing. Baited then caught it, so now my hand is always itching. For more and more that I can see swimming in the distance. Eyes are glistening, this my new addiction. On a mission for the algae, pay off my tuition, man. Over 100K in debt, got me twitching. Wanna pay it off quick, so what's the vision? Got my license in real estate, how you living? Yeah, how you living? Working with mama beats, investing in good, wait.
Snap out of hypnosis, show you how to move in front of vultures. Remain center, thought center became explosive. The drug that you couldn't start smoking. Rendition was too potent, users caught up in the moment where addictive tendencies are at the greatest. Remind me of old time barbershop, boxing, debating, watching Celtics going up against the Lakers. That is classic. 90s, baby, you can feel it in my whole fabric. Elevates my status if they find out that the flow's master. The half-assed presidents by answers that can't happen. So if you see me in the streets, holler revolution, just don't complain. If I ask, explain the best solution. Wanna know about Trump and Putin, plus the Russian bots. How it's all about confusion. I just think we're all stupid, and we should start our own movement and be the wrong ones to snooze with. This is not for the amusement, but weak-hearted shook ones don't get me started. Keep your mind sharp while your mind stay hardest. Just respond, excuse me, I beg your pardon.
Yo. Look, yo, anyone could say that their form is better, but I don't really understand how they form their letters. I fly smooth even going through this stormy weather. I gotta get it together like I've been packing. Flight delayed, I keep rapping. They keep asking, how we gonna go and prosper? Get up on the roster, blow like the roster. The flow bend butter, but I'm trapped like a lobster. And grandpa taught me, but I chop it up alive. So I gotta go thrive. You could die 95 or you could die tomorrow. Got no time for sorrow, I got no time to borrow. The storm's coming, be forewarned for more dead and more flooding. When my beast is summoned, all of a sudden people running. I'm seeing that they love it, got a list of my buckets and I need a bigger budget. Well, fuck it.
It's the Bridgeside Cypher. A-L, I don't need to spell it. When it kind of love stories, they listening just to tell it. Life is something to relish, and you can always embellish. These days I don't speak, if I see I gotta yell it. It got substance in it anytime I sell it. I'm versatile, mix it up like fruit salad. DJ Khaled, another one habit of being the reason for commotion causing traffic. Kiki D going, I'm recharging if I'm ever slowing. After bargains, I don't feel the need to do the boasting. You can risk it with me, I'm the one who do the towing. I wanna go from paying for parties to paid hosting. Level up, you know that my level, gold medal, hush. You just settle, we push to the pedal, heavy metal, I made the rules but still ended up as a rebel. Cause I think outside the box, the same way I color and cut. They talking but the beat stopped. I told you I don't stop, cause the beat been hot. Even if it's acapella, I gotta keep it together. I always keep it humble, even knowing I'm better. I know I gotta shred them, I know I gotta tuck them. People talking, I love them, I just tell them good luck them. I'm just really so blessed, and we not living stress. I see that you got the clap, tell me if snaps is next. See I'm snapping off, gotta get it but they rapping soft. So I tell them they just gotta really step it up. She said fuck the beat, so she with the iPhone. Young with the Android, I'm not rolling with the iPhone. Sorry. Oh, it's the Android? I guess I really need my glasses.
Who are you? Who are you?
Yeah, man. God damn, bro. That was an amazing, amazing vibe, man.
Yeah. That was like up in the peak of this past summer for sure. You know, July, that was definitely like, I feel like a lot of the whole kind of year built up to a few of the ciphers in the summer. That was definitely one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I had never really known Joy Beats or Kiki.D, who was those two younger women in the video. Like, that was the first time I ever really seen them rap, and they both just went off, y'all. Really, appreciate seeing them, come out. And like that was one of the main things of why I was trying to put that Cypher video together, is to try and bring people who I wouldn't have known, who would like come to fuck with it, and fuck
No
with us.
doubt.
And now I'm like, it's like kind of it's finding some of the best talent in the area. People want to come out and show what they got.
Yo, and it reminds me like everybody just out there. First of all, the beat and just set the tone, and that vid came out and like that was just such a nice vibe. Like you know what I mean? Like have like all them artists, the way everybody came together. There's so much support. It kind of reminded me of like the '80s or something like that. Not that I was necessarily out there, but like the beginning of hip hop. You know what I mean? Like when it's just like everybody's just out there, like just being part of something like that. Like and then hearing what like there's so many talented people. It's so amazing that it's just sitting there on the street, like accessible. You got the alley like right behind you, which is like a famous graffiti alley, and it's like where do all these artists come from? Where do you find these artists, and like how dope is it that like they all can come together for something like this?
Yeah, man. Like I just think it shows that like there is so much talent in the area, and if you just like give people a platform, like they'll show that they deserve it, right? And like that's what I've seen over the past year. It's like, all right, I'm just gonna put a mic out, do a simple video out in the street, kind of revolved around this event, and so many people are like, all right, I'm gonna take that challenge, right? I'm gonna come with my best verse. I feel like people are contributing so much to it, right? By bringing completely original music. Some people say, oh no, I want to hold that for my album. You know what I mean? I'm not going to rap a verse, out on the street like that. But most people are like, nah, yo, this is like a great platform. We're all working together to produce something, you know what I mean? Like, and people are just coming with their best, and it's fucking dope.
Yeah. And I see like there's a lot of people I recognize from there. Like we seen Vid the Visionary, God. Just Jill, you know what I mean? A lot of other people I recognize, but it's like it seems like an amazing platform to really like when people is like can really go on there and do their thing, and either through getting viewed or through meeting people at the place. It seems like a situation in which people could really kind of build or try to use it to elevate their career. You know what I'm saying? Do you feel that way?
Yeah. Yeah, man, I definitely do. I think that there's been so much collaboration between people. You know what I mean? Like everyone is just networking at the event, and it really just takes like honestly, like speaking to other people who are interested in doing stuff like this, right? Organizing events or kind of building, something in their city. Like really, all it took was a handful of rappers. Me, like you said, Vid, Geo, my like 10 homies, right? Ludow and Just Jill, who's from Cambridge and stuff like that. We got out there, we go out on the street. The second you get a group like that, then people are intrigued, you know what I mean? That's all you really need to attract more rappers. And you'll find a lot of people who are just walking by on the street, you know what I mean, if it's in the right neighborhood, right? And so 50% of the people we've met there just found us because they're walking through Central Square and they're like, oh shit, you know what I mean? And like, come through and just freestyle. And I think that only captures a piece of the Cypher, the videos. That's one thing I don't think people realize is like that's only a very small portion of the Cypher. Mostly it's just open mic, Cypher circle style, freestyles, so people are just kind of coming in off the street.
Yeah, you're out there for like a couple hours, right?
Yeah, usually 3 hours. And so mostly it's, just like collaborative Cypher circle shit.
Let me ask you this, man, because like you touched on a couple of things that like arises questions in me, and I think like people should hear. Like it's organization, and like you talking about you and just a couple of your friends have an idea. It comes from an organic, artistic, creative kind of standpoint. But to take that and bring it to a place where it is now, where it can become like a real platform. I believe you guys are in the newspaper. I believe you guys have won some accolades, awards, and stuff like that. Like it's really something that's out there. Videos becoming viral and all that type of stuff. So to take that idea, you know what I mean, from a couple of friends to turn into like, I want to ask you as like an organizer and like as a leader, like what are some obstacles? Because a lot of times like I talk to young people or in my own experiences try to create stuff with groups of people and stuff like that. And it's like, it's challenging to follow that through. And it's challenging to, especially seeing how positive and collaborative and supportive that environment is. You know what I mean? It takes like leadership and organization on a certain level. Can you tell me a little bit something about like how to really like how you like took that idea and then executed it and came up with like the fruition of like the fruits of your labor?
Yeah, yeah, thanks for that question. I mean, I think that I have a few different answers. The first one being, you briefly talked about like obstacles. I definitely think a lot of people are dealing with a lot of different obstacles, and their different approach is going to come with their own obstacles, you know. And that's one thing I would say is like I actually haven't had that many obstacles, not maybe some that other people face in their area or with other artists in their community, but I would say one thing that led to the Cypher was the obstacle of finding event space. You know, is throwing events. How are you going to throw a hip hop event, right? Okay, there's only a few venues that even have hip hop shows in the Boston area.
A lot of restrictions for hip hop, right?
There's a lot of restrictions for hip hop. There's a lot of, you know, venues who don't want hip hop because, you know, they don't want like an urban crowd, right? Which is just, like I've said, just like some underlying racist bullshit. And it's just like they just don't want the hip hop crowd. And so you see a lot of roadblocks. There's only a few locations and venues, and it's all run by a few promoters, right? And those promoters are just like hustling, you know, they're just doing their thing, right? They got to make sure that people can sell tickets. So you got to like pay to play, or you got to rent out a space, and it's like very expensive and very difficult. So that's why I just got out to the street, because I was like, fuck it. Like, it's too much work, you know what I mean, to put on one of these shows and hustle tickets. And there's 10 other people on the, you know, roster. And it's like the platforms in Boston just make it very difficult. That doesn't mean that people can't do it successfully. I just found like there's been a lot of roadblocks in Boston with the venues specifically. But so then we just went out to the street, right? It's like, all right, there's basically no, it doesn't cost anything, right? And so in response, you're not really going to make money, right? Because it's just, there's no real revenue from the ciphers, but it's just a lot of publicity, you know, it's just a lot of promotion. Everyone who walks by it, you know, who's from Cambridge or who just is just in a nightlife in Central Square, sees it, you know, they're just like, oh shit, what is this? And they come over and you connect with them, people who would never, don't even listen to hip hop. You know, we get a lot of like, oh, like I don't listen to a lot of hip hop, but like this is awesome. You know, we get like a lot of foreigners, right? Who is just like, they're like, oh, it's like
different languages and everything, man.
They're like, oh, this is what I expect the U.S. to be like, you know.
They think that's good every day. It's just what you see. New York
City shit, you know. So, that was one thing that we did, was just like, all right, how do we avoid the venues, right? How do you avoid going through that very rigorous? And we had to try to do. We did try to do shows for 2 years out of the blue, the Lily Pad, Middle East. You know, me and Lucas did shows at all those venues. But then in the end, we're just like, it's just kind of a lot of work and the upside's not very high. So let's try and build this outside street performing,
So it sounds like to me, like you took something that was an obstacle, a major obstacle, in finding a hip hop, something that's going to hold hip hop, a venue that's going to hold hip hop events. You know what I'm saying? And you found that obstacle, you found a way around it that actually became kind of an advantage, because you being out on the street, I know me myself, before I knew you or anybody told me about the Bridgeside Cypher, I just walked by it. You know what I mean? And I was like, what is that? There's some dudes spitting. How do they do they have a permit? What's going on? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I realized, wow, this is an organized thing, and it's like it's just gotten bigger and bigger. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, wow, I commend you for taking an idea, going around that obstacle, being creative minded to like really, you know what I mean? Like make that even a better situation for you. So I want to ask you this, moving forward, like so we got, the whole COVID situation obviously is putting a hold on any kind of events, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I work in events, you know what I mean? It hurts my pockets as well, bro. But like, I want to ask you this, like, what's the future of Bridgeside, assuming everything goes back to normal, you know what I mean, which it will eventually, hopefully. And it's like, what's the future of Bridgeside? I know seeing a lot of growth. Like, where's it going? Are you going to be traveling? Is it something that, like, are you going to be bringing artists to you?
Yeah, that's a good question. Basically, so first of with COVID, definitely changed a lot of our plans. My initial plans was just to really focus on this summer and just focus on the next 6 months, throw in 6 events, if not more. And last summer, we had also started to do a lot of festivals. we were approached by different festivals saying, hey, we have this festival, can you throw a cipher at it, right? So we did one at Graffiti Alley for River Fest. That was the only cipher we did like during the day, and that was great. We did a Fenway Porch Fest, and we did, yeah, and so, and we did Somerville Porch Fest. And so I was looking to, kind of do the same thing, grow it maybe a few times, at least twice a month. Maybe it's like one day there's one day there's some festival, and then the standard last Friday of the month. Now with everything, with large events being canceled, and really I'm just assuming the whole summer is like basically a wash, that we wouldn't have a cipher like it's been through the end of the summer. Maybe we'll have some sort of social distancing version of the cipher, but that's probably wouldn't be till like late summer, mid-late summer at earliest. So I'm trying to do the live stream instead. I'm setting up a weekly live stream. That's on Thursdays at 9.
Okay.
Yep. Got the live stream Thursdays 9 p.m. And so that's been a learning process for me to learn how to do a live stream. I'm sure it's the same with you. You have set up these, you've set up these interviews. I can already see that, we've been kind of studying some of the same concepts, in terms of how to live stream, how to still interact artist to artist, how to play music. And so it's definitely good to see you doing the same thing. I definitely think we need to collab on, some stream, some cross, promotion of providing consistent streams for the community, and like trying to keep people using it to keep people together and keep people from going insane.
Yeah, so essential.
So that's my initial plan. Also, like I had actually received a grant from the city of Cambridge this year, to put like a few $100s into every cipher for like 6 months. And so I was excited to kind of like figure out how I was going to spend that money. I had submitted this grant proposal, and part of that was like building out a little bit of a board and of a team that ran Cambridge Hip Hop. That wasn't just me at this point. It had been me and Lucas. And now mostly I've been working on it a lot with Gio and Jill and everybody, and Atma, who've been like helping with me with the events, and Nick Lovin, who's been DJing and bringing a lot of equipment. He's taking a lot of pressure off me by doing a lot of the audio stuff. And so shout out to them. And I was just kind of standardize that process and say, okay, every, cipher, we're going to have these roles that people are going to play. And I was starting to work with people who had been from the Loop Lab to get videography. I don't know if you've heard of the Loop Lab. That's another group in Cambridge that provides it's kind of like a school that provides these like I think it's 12-week programs.
Oh, word?
For people who want to get into audio production and video production.
So there's they certification programs?
I don't know if there's a certification aspect to it, but
that's right in Cambridge though.
Yeah, it's called the Loop Lab, and it's a great program. They got some great people. I've been over there. They also have some support from the city, and so I do just want to shout out City of Cambridge who's been cool with the event in general. The Cambridge police have been pretty cool about it. They have never really, and the city has provided a street performers permit. Now the street performers permits are free, so anybody who wants to do street performance in Cambridge, just go get a street performance permit and you're good to go. Harvard Square's got some dope spots. And so they've just made it easy, and so
that's hella dope, man. That's hella dope. It sounds like you're taking another obstacle of the whole situation, the quarantine, and just like you did before, using it as an opportunity, which in turn could blow up in a whole nother way that you weren't expecting. Could be an advantage, you know what I mean? Same thing is streaming is so important, you know what I mean, when everybody's at home, obviously. Everybody should be taking advantage of it. But so I want to take another turn. You're actually an artist as well, as we saw in that first cipher. You killed that joint, man. You know what I mean? And so I want to play a couple of your songs and talk to you about that aspect of your hip hop lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? So what song can we play by you?
Let's play one of the first two. The first one probably.
First one.
The first YouTube one.
We got Too Political.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna get into Too Political. We're gonna play the video. This is Too Political, Aaron King featuring Guru G, Herm Radio. Let's go.
Uh-huh. Too political. Yo. This country on the borderline, focused on drawing borderlines. But now we getting organized, community fortified. I could tell they mortified. We know that there's more to life than sitting in a cubicle, blinking, staring at your cuticles. Think your reaction suitable? Isn't this unusual? This the usual suspect with peculiar subjects. Who's up next? This ain't no contest, we ain't no contestants. Just complex kids with new perspectives. Like the bullshit I do to feel like a better person, when deep down I know this shit is never working. Denying all of the damage, surviving from my advantage. Cause while I'm buying organic, these kids are dying of famish. Your confidence didn't plan this. Your consciousness is my canvas. With the politics I'll canvas, infecting your college campus. Hand these out at your classes and try to get to the masses. Blast it until it's massive, turn these classes into tactics.
They tell me don't worry, you got what you need. Plug yourself to the internet, would look at the speed, so we stay connected. We just glued to the screen while our brothers and sisters continue to bleed. They tell me don't worry, you got what you need. Plug yourself to the internet, would look at the speed, so we stay connected. We just glued to the screen while our brothers and sisters continue to
I got
bleed.
admiration for active rap activation, plus a fascination with an all-fascist decapitation. Captivation from impoverished fabrications, while racist aggregations community agitating. The nation is plagued, low pay grade enslaved, with priorities of authorities, no wonder we're enraged. But I'm not gonna die passive, no I'm not a pacifist. And I'm sick and tired of all these Facebook status activists. Comment sections pumped with opinions while masochists hold dominion. Fuck the way the world is spinning. It's time that we reverse it, time to get insurgent. Time's up, the urgency to rise up is certain. So we start a stampede filled with people who can't breathe, with their children who can't read and they elders who can't see. Too aggressive, too effective, these progressives can't stand me. Don't lie to me when society's finally got a plan B.
They tell me don't worry, you got what you need. Plug yourself to the internet, would look at the speed, so we stay connected. We just glued to the screen while our brothers and sisters continue to bleed. They tell me don't worry, you got what you need. Plug yourself to the internet, would look at the speed, so we stay connected. We just glued to the screen while our brothers and sisters continue
If
to
you
bleed.
conversing in my presence, I'm converting independence. Fuck the president and senate, local battle, that's the essence. We got us an epidemic, just how they intended. All this division systemic, small decisions they can edit. A small business line of credit, or a witness they invented. From your state public defendant to your kid's superintendent, pretending there's no manipulation. Yeah, but liberation don't exist with chains around your wrists. I see hands up and handcuffs, the ransom come after this. Police intentions so contentious turn us into activists. Or do we just act like this? You just wrote that to post that and stack like clicks. So I'm growing up, striving to be a new me, showing up to every rally that's scrolling up on my newsfeed. No more minding my business, defining all my decisions, refining all my positions, then signing all the petitions. Come on.
We walking around, but we don't see. Blocked by our phone screens, put your headphones in. Don't listen to these words, keep on scrolling. Go with the flow, yeah, keep on not knowing. While in the meantime, the world falls apart, but we can't see. Don't need to scream from our families, stop. Wake up from this damn dream, get up from your seat, start standing. They tell me don't worry, you got what you need. Plug yourself to the internet, would look at the speed, so we stay connected. We just glued to the screen while our brothers and sisters continue to bleed. They tell me don't worry, you got what you need. Plug yourself to the internet, would look at the speed, so we stay connected. We just glued to the screen while our brothers and sisters continue to bleed.
With all that's going on in the world right now, with all that's going on in this country, there's no time to be silent. We're gonna need more than shares and likes, we need action. We need to mobilize, keep showing up, keep coming out. We need to join forces. We must resist. It's too political.
Word, Aaron. So that arises a lot more questions that I have for you, man. Because as an artist, like you kind of man, you touched on a lot in that song right there, man. That was a lot. You really said a lot. I believe you were even on, what is it, Capitol Hill in Boston? What they call Beacon Hill?
Yeah.
Beacon Hill, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? You talking to, so you said too political, and you said a lot of, you know what I mean, political stuff. What was the meaning of that song? What's your inspiration? What was that song say?
Yeah. I haven't watched that video in a minute. I released that shit a few years ago, but I originally wrote it like right post Trump election, and I was like feeling, uh, yeah, that was kind of when I was first starting to write, and like that was probably one of the first songs I really recorded. Just that was kind of like had been my inspiration for getting into hip hop originally. Like one of my favorite aspects of hip hop, and especially like old school hip hop, was like its political nature. You know what I mean? And what it taught me politically, right, growing up, just like trying to kind of form my opinions of the world, and like having hip hop to really like highlight a lot of it. And highlight parts of the world that I wouldn't understand and parts of the community that I wouldn't understand otherwise. And so a lot of those lyrics, just came from that, just came from my political kind of feelings at the time, especially post Trump. I felt like had been super passive, and I felt like our generation started just to become passive, and like not be politically involved. And also like try to cut politics out of hip hop, and I feel like there's a lot of like people who try to put down political hip hop, and so that's where the name came from. People be like, oh, like why are you trying to be too political? Like rap is like, all right, that's what hip hop is for me, honestly. And so like that's what I wanted to get out, get all that shit out. That was like the first video I really released. And so I felt like it was just trying to like, show people like what I usually do think about when I'm writing and shit.
Yeah, and I can relate to that, man, because like, one of the most profound hip hop experiences, like the thing that kind of left just like a mark on my brain, was Dead Prez, Let's Get Free. That whole album, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the whole album.
The whole album. Like,
yeah, my brother put me on hard to Dead Prez from an early age, so
But it's like I was like 12 or something like that, and it's like I don't believe Bob Marley died from cancer 31 years ago. I would have been a Panther. They killed Huey because they knew he had the answer. The views that you see in the news is propaganda. You know what I mean? It's like, wait, what does this mean? I gotta look up each one of these things. You know what I'm saying? Why are they talking about this? But
track like psychology.
Psychology. Oh man, psychology. I listen to that. So it always puts me in this just zone of like profound thought.
That was one of the most inspirational songs for me growing up in high school for sure.
But backing up, I want to ask you. You touched on something. Like you said that the struggles are like people that maybe you alluded to, that maybe hip hop helped you understand the struggles of people that are not you, or like just have empathy for the next person. And I just want you to reiterate that, because I agree with that too. I think that hip hop has the power. Say you grow up in Russia and you talking about what it's like in Russia. It's like I'm gonna listen to that. I'm be like, wow, like I'm not in Russia, but like I'm empathizing with you. You know what I'm saying? Do you find that hip hop has that power?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that just growing up in Cambridge. I mean, growing up in Cambridge is just an extreme privilege, by any definition of the concept. And I feel like hip hop just shows you, a whole different side of America, right? A whole different side of, just like racial issues, right? And day-to-day experience, due to racism. And I just feel like that's one of the things that intrigued me most about it, and why I was so into it growing up, and why so many, young Americans our age, right, were drawn to hip hop, because it was like real shit, and it was just like talking about real experience, and not like backing down from those type of topics.
Yeah. And I commend you on that. The first song that we heard from you, man, said like a lot of stuff that I agree with, and a lot of deep stuff, man. Oh shit. So yeah, we're gonna go right ahead into the next joint. Let's keep it moving with the music.
Play the third one. I think it's another Cypher.
All right, the third one, another Cypher.
Yeah.
Which Cypher is it? Cause I think I got the page. They like brought up the page.
It's on. It's on YouTube.
All right, which
It's
number?
the third YouTube. The third YouTube link on the messages I sent you. What number? Bridgeside Cypher number 5 on the YouTube.
Number 5. I got you. All right, let me check it out.
Oh, let me resend it.
All right, we getting into. No, I got it. Bridgeside Cypher 5 got Terry Borderline on the cover, right? Number 5, right? All right, we're going to get into it. Bridgeside Cypher number 5, Herm Radio. Let's go.
This is the Bridgeside Cypher. My name's Aaron King. 3, 2, yo, look at this crowd, they don't know what's in store for them. You want a 16? I could give you 4 of them. Multiply bars, I'm talking 64 of them. And once I'm done, I'll give you 64 more of them. No, I'm not boring them, I'm trying to keep you interested. And every time I rhyme, it's like I got your mind splintering. Diving right into it, rhyme scheme intricate. Every time I'm spitting it, now we getting intimate. Yo, I'll just stand here and rap while you stare at me. Close my eyes and somehow I find clarity. Can I change the way you think? Apparently, you my therapist, this my therapy. Yeah, I'm just sharing me, no, I'm just sharing this verse like a pressure release valve for all my arrogance. Hyper masculinity packed in a tight vicinity. Now it's seeping into me, no, it's like it's stuck to me. Dap me up after this verse, I know you fuck with me. I know you fuck with this lyrical sustenance. Listen what I'm spitting, cause you know that's pure nutrition. Vitamins and nutrients, you don't know what to do with this. Creative process that isn't over-processed. My shit's organic, so you wonder why it costs less or costs more. Yeah, I got more than your top 4 favorite rappers on tour. Let's go! Yo, Bridgeside, 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 Bridgeside. Add math like Mad Max and Buck Bass. Cap ape, have cups fast. The base of my blunt last. The surpass like race when your turf class. Run brass, every turn pass, that's that nerve gas. No mask, rhymes are dope, no need for eyes scopes to break my isotopes. Just a microphone to write a poem, destroy the whitest pope. Pine and salt, to the grinding mode, you cannot buy a soul. Lock and load, if you rock to blow, watch your heart explode. Realizing it's reason for a reason to be. Reality is a fiction, the pretty picture ain't cheap. But smoking the pot, you pissing this poison, pissing your drinks. Everyone's fucking tripping like one that's tripping is me. Oh god, young guy, skinny, sun-dry, senpai, sensei, kuta, kente's third eye. Slave should look high. Got no misery, my history is me. Move your heart to the tempo of this beat. Bridgeside, 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 Bridgeside.
Yo. Check it out, yo. Fanatics run towards the danger. Incredible edibles, mighty morphin' Power Ranger. Megazord liquid sword hit the villain in the basement. Boost adrenaline, sniff some Ritalin, get adjacent. Pull up parallel to problems that I'm facing. Hockey mask, Stockton pass, this is Freddy versus Jason Voorhees. And get away through tainted juries. Machete be ready, hold it steady like Poppy Ortiz. Sword of Shinobi, Sun Tzu became my homie. Through the art of war, echoes bouncing through the corridor. Chanting Candyman, killer bees is bumping horrorcore. Rap carnivore, a dinosaur.
Alright, let's get it. Yo. I got a theory for these fellas. These rap dudes who's gelling so hard, Dr. Scholl's couldn't even find the method. King Rock, here's my Nike shoe. Now I'm about to check them. Always saying that they're drippy, but so thirsty for attention. They know my name, so I don't even gotta mention. They think they're so hard, but they feel his tension. Michelle Obama, you like Trump like Mike Penson. So independent, cause I can't stand politicians. Cambridge kid on the mic, I'm so different. They think they know our hood, but please don't pay attention. Hold up, wait a minute, don't speak if you ain't lived it, cause we struggled, now we getting money first, now we spitting. Yes, we spitting with Bridgeside. Yo.
Yeah, Aaron, yo, it'd be dope if you guys got together and man released a damn project like a mixtape with all these artists. There's so many dope artists. You know what I'm saying?
What did you say? Say it again.
If you guys release like a project, like you got all these artists, you know what I mean? Like a mix, like if everybody just contributed a single or something, man, I think might like
Yeah,
blow. I don't know.
definitely on the docket. You know,
Yeah.
we one thing I want to do is release the audio of the ciphers so far on
Right.
Spotify as a playlist. You know,
So it's gonna
so
be you're gonna have all these ciphers available, or a lot of them.
yeah, yeah, I want to put them all. Yeah, probably like Spotify or something like that. That's one thing I'm trying to do while I got time during stay-at-home orders. And then I don't know. My original idea was to record a mixtape, but I don't know if I'm gonna try and do that remotely because people's kind of recording setups are so different,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Need the consistency.
So I would want to wait until I could do it in person with people. But yeah, definitely. I'm trying to start collecting entries, for the ciphers, for the live streams. So people will send me videos, they record themselves, and then we can feature that at the live stream. And I'm hoping from that too, that would give a little bit of organization to the process, and if I send out a beat and I collect a bunch of people who recorded a verse, then I can be like, all right, when we have time in the future, let's get together and make it like a real song.
Yeah.
Like clearly you guys all have your verses, they're all ready, it all fits together, and you kind of like try and mix and match to a beat to actually kind of create like a whole vibe. So.
Yeah, because anybody that doesn't have a setup, at least you could be writing, preparing songs. That's not, everybody needs to do that.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, that's one thing, man, that I see that you're doing. I feel like I'm doing. I know a lot of people are doing it. I know people who aren't. Like, why not use this time to like, you got to be better in yourself. You got to be like trying to construct and create something in this time. Don't let this slow you down and constrict you. Like it has the power to do, man, because a lot of people is just not meant to like stay inside. Everybody's not like in front of the computer engineering or editing.
Yeah.
Like some people like doing that, some people don't. So I feel for the people that don't.
Yeah, it's definitely like day by day for me. Some days I'll be like, all right, I'm gonna have a productive day today. I'm gonna do some things that I've been meaning to do. But then other days I'm just like, man, I'm just down, and it's hard, and like I feel like we're all dealing with like a depression around this stuff, and so I've been just trying to. I think we've all been just learning to let ourselves feel that, but then also balancing that, like when you do feel all right, to like go with that motivation. And if people are really struggling, one suggestion I would have is just focus on one thing, like you don't have to come out being the perfect version of yourself, right, after all of it. But you could just come out with one thing that you've learned, right, or one thing that you could be like, man, like during that time, I did this, whether it's you were able to work out a little bit more, or whether it's you were able to, learn a new skill, or, complete something that you've been wanting to do.
Yeah, one step at a time, man.
Yeah.
So, do you got another track you sent me?
I don't think so. I don't want to play that track. Yeah, those
All
are
right, word.
working on. I don't have a lot of original music. Like I said,
You got an album? You got an album you gonna release or something like that?
Yeah, probably not for a while, or it hasn't come together as I've I haven't finished the vision.
Yeah.
I do have a lot of songs unreleased, and I like to perform them, when I get chances. So I'll definitely find a way to make it happen. But yeah, not right now. Definitely.
Word. And so you said possibly you're looking at video submissions and stuff like that for Bridgeside Cypher. So how do people get in contact with you? How would you like people to get a hold of you?
Yeah. Everyone could find us at Cambridge Hip Hop. If you go at Cambridge Hip Hop on Instagram or Facebook, that'll bring you to the page. The page on Facebook is called the Bridgeside Cypher, but the tag is at Cambridge Hip Hop. And yeah, just message us. You could watch the last 2 live streams that are up on our Facebook page, or just skip through them to get a sense of what they've been like. And then feel free to message us on any social media, or email us. Our email is thebridgeside@gmail.com. Thebridgeside@gmail.com. You can email us, and get set up. We send out the beats, and then you can do your own recording and get featured on the live stream. So
Word.
if any he wants to do that. Yeah.
And there's no, I don't see like everybody
Did you
side.
get the beat?
You said what?
Did you get the beat? Did you get the
Yeah,
beats?
I did. Yup.
Okay, good.
And there's like there's no reason. Everybody saw how dope the Cypher was. So there's no reason if you're a rapper, especially if you're in the area and you already are connected with some of the dudes, like why not give it a shot, try to participate, try to be part of this thing. You know what I mean? It's a very supportive environment. And why not like just like don't just sit there like, oh man, this ain't like I don't have a microphone, I'm not on stage. Like this is a great opportunity to connect with people, you know what I'm saying? Yo, Aaron, yo, I really appreciate you sitting down with me, man, and just sharing your information, sharing how your mind works. You know what I mean? Like, I'm definitely any way I could support you or the movement. I'm always down to do that, man. I'm trying to participate in the stuff that you guys got going on, bro. And like, yeah, I really respect everything you're doing, man. And like,
thank you, man.
As an MC and rapper, you know what I mean? My fault. What you saying?
Oh, I was just gonna say, yeah, it's been great to talk. You know what I mean? Definitely been feeling isolated, so just get a chance to catch up. You know, I've definitely talked about some stuff that I think about a lot, but I don't really get a chance, you know what I mean, to flesh it out. And I appreciate the opportunity to do that. You know, and all your questions and praise about the Cypher. You know, you got the Cypher video out. You know, you got to repost that. We got to recirculate that one from early last year.
Got to, bro. I'm on it. I'm on it.
Yeah, I gotta get.
I was cold. I was cold as hell that day, man. I got a big ass jacket. I was
like, but yeah, yo, tune in this Thursday, 9 p.m. I'm gonna release this like 40-minute video from inside the last indoor Cypher we did at the end of February.
Word.
So we got like 20 artists, all killed it. It's like one of the best Cypher videos. I'm gonna
this Thursday.
Yeah, this Thursday, 9 p.m. on our page.
Okay, most definitely. I'm on it. Everybody should get on that. On Bridgeside Cypher, right?
Definitely, yep.
All right, word.
I appreciate you, man.
Likewise, bro. Yo, have a good one. Stay safe, man. We'll talk soon, bro.
Absolutely. Wash your hands, bro.
All right, absolutely. All right, one. All right, bro. Another dope episode of Herm Radio.